Testing, 1, 2, testing, and we are live. Mic levels look good. How's everybody doing? Thanks for dropping by. Bronze Dragon here. Last live stream of the year. So I hope this is a good one. Lots to talk about. There's, I would say, some surprises coming up in this live stream. So I would say go ahead and pay attention and add your thoughts and comments into the chat, because you never know what might happen along the way. Lots of big things to talk about. I think the big news is the last part of the white paper for Land 2.0 dropping this week, and I did a video on that. I also dropped a video yesterday talking about my last moves within Splinterlands for the years. So I think that's the main topic I want to talk about. What have you done this week? What do you want to try to accomplish in game before the end of the year, or early next year? Because there's a lot of things going on depending upon how you're taking your account and how you're playing your account. Hey, Richard, thanks for dropping by. I hope you have a good new year and healthy as well. I think one of the big things we can ask for is our health, because without your health, you have nothing. You can't sit around and play games. But thank you, I appreciate it. Same back at you. So anyway, thanks everybody for dropping by. I do have some surprises planned throughout the live stream, so pay attention and put some thoughts and comments into the chat. So I dropped a video yesterday, and along the lines of my idea for this live stream, as you know, if you've been following me, my main focus for the game for the last several months and leading up to 1.5 going live and leading up now to 2.0 and all the steps therein is improving my land play, right? And with that said, with all the different information that we've had dropped from the different parts of the white paper, and he did say that he's going to condense all those pieces of white paper into an article on GitHub, into a proper white paper, so we can access them all at the same time. But they are available in Discord in the announcement sections in his different announcements if you're interested. But using all that information, it got me thinking. And I was also listening to what other YouTube people who cover Splinterlands were talking about, and the various topics going around and their opinions and everything. And I was kind of tossing around in my head, well, what am I going to do? Okay, so there's plenty of places where you can spend money. Okay, and there's plenty of places with all this information that we have now from the 2.0 white paper that playing land is going to get incrementally more expensive as we go along. So earlier, in leading up, and I've done a lot of videos leading up to 1.5, thinking about, well, how am I going to approach it? And one of the approaches was, go wide, buy lots of different plots and kind of stake them on the low side, have plots available all around the map. Well, I'm kind of getting away from that idea, because there's several different things within the Land 2.0 white paper drops that lead me to believe that I'll be better off personally within one or two different regions due to all the different costs involved. So I'm at that point, and my moves, if you've watched the video I dropped yesterday, I won't talk about it the whole time. You can go reference that video if you want to check that out. But basically, I was solidifying my base and trying to make the best out of what I have, which is 11 plots. Let's go over, wrong screen. So these are my plots over on Baron's Toolbox. If you want to reference that, it's great. A great tool. I did a video on that earlier this week as well. But sorry, something in my eye. You can see most everything about your land plots at your fingertips. But one place I wanted to get was where my strategy was going to be, or is, to have max level gold foil commons on all of my plots. And this week it took a little bit of extra money, but I got to that point, except for one plot, which is my primary research plot, which is a rare, which I have a couple max level beta rares on. And once again, that was my primary, what I did this week, and that's what I wanted to accomplish before the end of the year. A lot of people, I was just watching a video from Gathering the Magic, his last video yesterday, where he took a comprehensive look at what the card market's doing, and he's using factual numbers and looking at, and he's going to go forward and look at the status of where cards are, and how, if they're increasing, decreasing, and things like that. Well, I loosely have done this along my land videos because there are specific cards that I've been buying for several months, like, for instance, gold foil commons. I can factually tell you that the low-end gold foil commons, which are Chaos Legion, which I was buying max BCX to stake, have roughly tripled or more in price. And if you look at his video, in Gathering's video, you can see that a lot of stuff is going up. There are still values to be had. I think he pointed out that I think a lot of people have been talking about how some of the cards that have rolled out of modern format have taken a little bit of a price cut or cost cut. So those may be some values as well. I'm playing in Wild, and I am looking at some of those to pick those up as well to, buff up my account a little bit and increase the play value of it. But that's what I've been doing. So drop in the comments if you've made any moves this week as far as, leading up to the end of the year. Another topic that kind of plays into this, or really plays into this, is the card burning that's going to take effect in early next year sometime. He hasn't said when, but he's talked about it several times, and he's really hip on it. So I believe we will see that in, definitely the first quarter of next year. But the reason I'm talking about this is the fact that that's really going to heavily affect card prices across the board. Okay, so we have seen a heavy effect on card prices from just Land 1.5 going live. Now, the card burning event is largely, in my the way I look at it, is going to be mainly people who want the titles, somewhat some people who whatever prizes they throw out there, but I think it's mostly the high-end people who are shooting for titles, right? I don't believe I'm going to be in on that. Just because the cards that I can afford to buy, I'm using, whether it's for land, whether it's for play, I'm not going to be burning them off. I see why he's doing it. We have a lot more cards in the infrastructure than we have players to use them, and it's driving the prices. It's keeping the prices down, right? So it's keeping the prices down on the rental market. It's keeping the prices down on the sale market. But I think there's a fine line there because I've always said this. You have to have some affordable cards to buy to attract new people. And a lot of people argue with me with this. But if I walk into a new game and the cards are just these huge prices, that's going to be a deterrent for me starting that game, right? And I understand you can rent them and everything, but that's a whole different situation. I'm just talking about a guy like me who walks into a game and I want to buy the cards. I want to own the cards. I don't want to rent the cards off of you. I understand. Everybody has a different thought process, right? This is primarily what has kept me out. This whole idea has kept me out of games that exist on the Ethereum blockchain. I play several different blockchain-based games, mostly on Hive and Wax, and there's some cool-looking games on Ethereum and subchains of theirs, but I just do not like the cost and the processing time of working with Ethereum. Okay, so that's kind of a side thought there, but it's kind of aligned with the fact that I believe you have to have some good, I don't want to say cheap, but I want to say easy to buy cards for people. It's part of the new player experience. They're going to work on that in the new year, which I've said over and over again. People argued with me that said, oh no, we just need to keep with the people that are here. But you can only squeeze so much blood from a stone, right? You need, any game that wants to succeed needs to attract new people. Now, finally, within the last month or so, they've started talking about, the new player experience, which is great. And I understand they're doing this with a small team, but the new player experience and getting people up and running, making it easy for a new person to come into the game, grab some cards, and not pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to get into the game is paramount. Eraserheads, Happy New Year. Yep, I wish the same back at you. Thanks for dropping by. Here in a few minutes, we will be doing a drawing for a card pack. And let me see what I've got. So in the chat right now, in 4 minutes, I'm going to do a drawing. So in the chat, if you are here, and put in, just say Happy New Year, and I will add your name to the drawing, and we will be drawing for a Rebellion pack. So go ahead and enter Happy New Year in the chat right now, and you have about 4 minutes, and then we'll do the drawing. I'm going to do a few drawings today just as a way to say thanks for everybody that's stopping by on a weekly basis. My financial journey's in the house. Sup, Bronze Dragon, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We've got going to add okay, in about 3 minutes we'll do the drawing. Once again, anybody who wants to get in on the drawing for a Rebellion pack, go ahead and say Happy New Year in the chat. Heroes in the house, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I just figured it'd be a good way to end the year. I didn't really promote it because it was more for giving a few packs away to people who, stop by my stream, and not really just to, not advertisement-wise. I just thought it would be interesting. So, what did you all do in game this week? And are you focusing on land, or are you focusing on improving the strength of your deck for play? That's what I'm interested in. Happy New Year, Brandon. Thanks for dropping by. Lots of new names this week. Love to see new names. So we got Brandon on the wheel. We've got 2 minutes left. If you're in the chat and you want to get in on the pack drawing, go ahead and put in Happy New Year in the chat. So the other big news that was dropped was the last section of the Secret of Praetoria white paper, which basically went over the ancient runes and what it's going to take to join the reconstruction process of those runes. And that leads to a contribution score. Yeah, I did a whole video on this, and I don't know if everybody wants to get into talking about it, but the way I see it, it's another layer of investment / tax / fees. My financial journey says I've got 2 plots, but with all the white paper releases, I don't think I'm going to go much deeper on land. Think I'm going to be too thin to accomplish much. Hey, Ricardo, thanks for dropping by. We'll get your name on the drawing. Okay, 1 minute. If you're just joining the chat, go ahead and say Happy New Year in the chat, and I will add your name to the spinner for a drawing for a Rebellion pack. my financial journey. Thanks for that. Yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. And that's kind of the idea that has kept me from buying more plots. I'm at 11, and I think that I may be stretched thin as it is. So I did buy cards this week to fully stake out my lands to where I want them. And I think I'm going to be sitting on those for a while and not doing a whole lot because I have the cards and I have the totems that I want. I just want to kind of draw in what they're going to make. And then look at, as we go towards 2.0, what I'm going to do with them. And hopefully those type of videos help out people deciding on what they're going to do with their lands. But it helps me out looking at, hey, what's the possibility of this land type plot? Okay, I'm getting talking and it is drawing time. So let's go ahead and click to spin. And Eraserheads wins the pack. Let me know, Eraserheads, let me know what your in-game name is, what your Hive blockchain name is. And we will go to, I bought Garut. Okay. And just as a heads up, the timing of this may go over my usual hour due to these giveaways, but I am going to do one every 15 minutes. So pay attention and comment as you can. So let's go ahead and go back to chat. So yeah, back to my financial journeys plot or topic. Yes. I agree. The reason why I haven't bought more plots is the fact that I think that I might be spread thin. At this point, I'm staked out to where I want, and I'm probably in a holding position. Up to this last week, I haven't put a lot of money in for the last, I mean, since 1.5 went live, right? Leading up to that, I did do a buy-up of cards to stake, but I was getting them at relatively low prices. If you watch the video, the prices on cards have really come up since then. So, and I think that after the card burning is going to have the effect of making the cards go up even higher in price. So I think if you have land plots right now, get them staked out with the cards that you want, with whatever your strategy is, because those cards are going to go up after the card burning. Okay. Let's see there. Eraserheads says he's buying Rebellion, getting key cards I need. Nice. What, in your estimation, what's the best card you've got, and where does it fit into your strategy? As you know, or you might not know, I let the Archmage bot play mine. I am looking at getting some Rebellion packs, but I think that my strategy has always really been to isolate the cards that I want and that will help my deck out, and just buy those on the secondary market. However, a lot of people have been looking at the secondary market these days, and there's just a low number of Rebellion. Let's just look at Rebellion. Even the lowest end card, you know, you're looking at. Let's sort by. Well, let's go over here to Peak Monsters and let's do a refresh. Look at the card market. Look at Rebellion. Okay, so I mean 5-6 cents for a common, not bad, but as you go up in rarity, the prices really zoom up, and there's just not a lot on the market at this point. So we are still in the entry phase for the new cards, so I think that I will be waiting for another month or so before I start picking up any cards, and I probably will go into the summoners first because I think the summoners are going to do best. There are a lot of other cool cards, but I think I will be looking at the summoners first because I need to get some of those dual splinter summoners going. Let's see here. Richard says, have you started buying Rebellion cards yet? I'm waiting to see if the prices drop. Exactly what I just said. We're still in the new portion of the expansion. I've been around for 2.5 years now. Whenever a new set of cards comes out, there's always this 1 to 2 month period where people just want the new cards, right? And there are some people on the upper end that will spend whatever money they need to buy the best cards, just so that they have them in their deck to play, right? And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's guys like me who wait through that time period for the what you're really looking at is more volume to come on the market, more people to open up packs and stick extra cards onto the market, and then that drives the price down in most cases. Not necessarily for like legendaries, because most people will stick with a particular price on a legendary, and the legendaries benefit your deck, generally speaking, in a more efficient way. If you're spending money, but they're also usually pricier, and they're usually the best ones that hold their value in the set. So with that said, I'm waiting a month or two before I even think about buying the cards. I did buy these packs just to give away in this live stream, just for the fun of it. I am enjoying checking them out and checking out everybody's new strategy with them. So there's that. Eraserhead says, we'll be taking my time on land, needing grain for sure, not rushing. On a lookout for reasonable grain plots, for sure, not rushing. Well, yeah, and there's something to be said for that. Everybody has to fall within their own, amount of money that they want to spend on a usual basis. I do think somebody had asked this the other day. I do think that there's also something to be said to getting up and running quickly, which is what I did. Because getting up and running quickly, in most cases, when you're talking about getting in on something like crypto related, usually at the very beginning, there's this big, build up. And in this case, I think the SPS, as time goes along and more people come online with their SPS mining, and as time goes along, the SPS pool gradually gets smaller, and eventually at 2.0, the SPS mining will go away. I wanted to get in on that. I also have talked about the, especially directly related to the Secret of Pretoria white paper thing this week. I did want to kind of beef up my production of research points, because once 2.0 goes live, it's going to be it's going to be a different game doing research, okay? Whether that means you're going to have to, buy and stake out a particular plot of land to do the research, but the second part of that is you're going to have to directly deal with buying trifoil runes off of castle and keep holders, which I think is going to be a choke point for the production of research. But that's a different topic. But these type of things float through my head when we're talking about this. So I do agree that there's a lot of people that have a lot of plots of land that it's let's just face it, the build up to the land, the build up to the release, people were not aware of how expensive land was going to be to run. As we've built up and as they released more and more and more information, it's just got incrementally more and more and more expensive over time. So you really have to consider, if you have just a few plots, it doesn't matter how many plots you have, you really have to consider all the extra costs involved and where you're going to fit into that. You're going to have to contribute to salt, do the whole salt thing. You're going to have to contribute. Maybe you don't have to contribute if you don't want to play the Secret of Pretoria game, but overall that benefits your region. So why wouldn't you want to help out? And that's a whole nother set of costs. And those are just on the surface level costs. So there's several layers of costs involved here. So I can definitely see what you're talking about. Have a little bit of coffee. In case you're wondering what's my mug, it's too early for bourbon. Okay, we're 5 minutes away from here. It's going to be noon. So in the chat, let's see here. What are we going to say here? In the chat, say, I'm a Splinterhead if you want to get in on the next drawing, which will occur in 5 minutes. And it's going to be another pack. It's going to be another Rebellion pack. So I'm a Splinterhead in the chat. The last one went to Eraserheads. Eraserheads, unfortunately, I'm going to, if you already won one, then you're out of the drawing. Give everybody a chance, else a chance. So my financial journey says I'm skipping out on RB, a Rebellion. Lost too much money on Chaos Legion packs, cards and packs. Also, doesn't seem necessary right now. I hardly run into Rebellion packs, cards in battle anyway. Gathering the Magic, welcome to the stream. Was busy and almost forgot about the stream. I'm a Splinterhead. Okay, let's clear off and let's start. Let's start adding. Okay, put in the chat if you want to get in the drawing. I'm a Splinterhead. And we'll go back to the previous statement and talk about it. Anira, Brandon, welcome. If you want to get in on this drawing, say I'm a Splinterhead in chat. Okay. About 3 more minutes and we'll do the drawing. If everybody wants to get in, say I'm a Splinterhead in chat. Just trying to make sure everybody's still awake. Ricardo. I tried to get the spinner working on Baron's Toolbox, but I just couldn't get it working, and it didn't have the new Rebellion pack selectable as a prize on it. So I might have to chat with him and see about getting that working. I would like to use that. Anira is a Splinterhead. So back to Financial Journey's point on skipping Rebellion. I can definitely see where you're at. I bought a lot more Chaos Legion packs up front than I did in Rebellion. And I just kind of did a token amount because at the same point, I'm basically in land. We've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for months, right? And I'm in a much different position than I was when Chaos Legion came out. When Chaos Legion came out, you know, we were talking about land a little bit, but there wasn't a whole lot to invest in, you know, information, you know, plots were just for sale. So it's a completely different situation. And like I've talked about before, everybody has to pick where they're going to put the money at. And there's several different avenues in this game where you can choose to put your money. It just depends upon how you want to play the game and what you see the best use of your cash is. So, and Paul Taylor, welcome to the chat. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, a couple minutes left. Anybody, am I missing your name? Put I'm a Splinterhead in chat to get your name on a drawing, into a drawing for a Rebellion pack. We drew one earlier, Eraserheads won. So we're going to do another one on the hour here. And thanks everybody for dropping by. I'm just doing these pack. I didn't do this for advertisement. I didn't put this out. I just wanted to give back a few little things to people who stop by, because I do appreciate everybody stopping by. I look forward to this chat every week, getting together with some people that think along the same lines as I do and talk about various things here. Let's see here. Hardy Stonefish, hi guys, the team has just burned another 1.2 million SPS. Nice. After this drawing, we might take a look at that, see how SPS is doing today. I haven't looked lately. That's a whole nother topic, because I had another person leave this in a chat or leave this in a message in one of my videos, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. The whole idea of, should I even be buying land and everything? Should I just buy SPS, you know, and invest that? Okay, last call before I do it. Anyone who wants to get in on the drawing for the pack, the Rebellion pack, put in the chat, I'm a Splinterhead. Last call. And I'm just waiting a few seconds. There's a few second delay when streaming on YouTube. Okay, Eraserhead says, Chaos and Rift Watchers are must-have. Rebellion is for support and weapons training meta. Definitely those. Oh, Hero wants to get in on that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Sorry, Hardy. If you stick around, I'm doing another drawing in 15 minutes. Okay, my financial journey won this pack. Okay, so put your in-game name in chat, and I will send you a pack. My financial journey has won the pack. So please put your in-game name in the chat. Let's see, let's catch up with chat while he's putting his name into the chat. From an investment point, SPS could be the way, says Ricardo, I mean. Smithers 113. I like that, Smithers. I'm just double checking. Okay. Transfer. Okay, one pack sent to Smithers 113. Okay, let's catch up with chat. Yeah, there will be another card drawing, pack drawing in 15 minutes. So pay attention and stay with me. So Ricardo says, from an investment point, SPS could be the way. And yes, while we're talking here, I do usually try to grab that first gold fray. I usually play in gold. For some reason, I think, you know, my account plays in gold, but I don't know. Maybe the competition in silver is a little bit more difficult. I mean, I'm usually like half and half. Some weeks, some brawls, I will do great. Some brawls, it's just like, what happened to me? You know, I don't know. But let's go back to the topic of, I had somebody comment to one of my videos that maybe the best idea would just be to buy SPS and stake it versus, you know, buying various things such as land, such as staking in the land game, such as card packs, and staking the card packs on wagons to get the drops and stuff. It's a very interesting idea. And I've had that idea because I've discussed that idea time and time again over the years. I would say, from my point of view, if I was just in this for profit, if I was just in this from I want to invest some crypto to make profit, that would definitely be the way. But I'm more in this, I want to be active. I want to be doing things in a game fashion. No, I don't really play the game right off except for my brawl phrase, which I do enjoy getting in. And I play on 2 different accounts, mostly in gold and silver. But the land game is developing, and I like the idea of how it's developing, but I just think that there's too many levels of cost. I just think that. I'm just going to put it out there. People can argue with me. That's fine. Everybody has their different points of view. But there's that. So let's go on and catch up with chat. Okay, let's look at Hardy Stonefish came on and discussed or sent a statement about SPS. SPS is up to 3.6. I like, you know, and DEC is hanging in there, you know. Since 1.5 has went live, DEC has hung in there, right, plus or minus $1, right in that area. SPS has just continued to go up. Let's face it. Look at the curve, man. It's not even a curve. It's just a steady up climb, really. Look at the DEC liquid supply, the burnt factor. Look at that. You know, we talked about this for more than a year, right? You know, pondering whether whether the flywheel effect was going to, and whatever you want to call it, people are burning. You know, look at that. Voucher price kind of peaked last month. For some reason, I'm trying to remember why voucher price peaked, but probably had to do with rebellion cards. But it's hanging in there, and it's way above what it was 2 months ago. You know, Hive is hanging in there. It's not as high as it has been in the last 2 months. So, I mean, let's look at the SPS burning. Look at that. Look at that. That's what we wanted to see. That's what we really wanted to see. And we have other YouTubers talking about thinking that maybe we should be pulling back on SPS rewards and stuff like that. The whole idea is to stop any drip of SPS. So there's less SPS, which should you know, force the price up as well, on top of burning for DEC. Nira says, Mantaroth is now selling at $57 plus. I have not kept my eye on that, but it does appear to be a really nice card. And like I said, going back to my statement, you know, this first month or two when the cards are out, you'll be paying a premium. If you want the cards now, you'll be paying a premium. As time goes along and there's more on the market, more volume on the market, that will drive prices down. But overall, when we see how they've approached releasing Rebellion packs, it's much different than in the past. So there's overall going to be less volume on the market. You know, you can reference, just kind of look at Rift Watchers, you know. So Racerhead says he's saving his pack. Good, good. 100% agree on your thoughts about land. Yeah, you know, I just try to put it out there. I'm not paid one way or another. I don't make any money off this channel. I just find it interesting to talk about, and I've put a lot of money into it. So that's why I started this. And we're over. I've been doing this for over a year, right? And on that topic, Land 1.5 has now been out for 1 month. A day or two. I just noticed that yesterday when I was doing my video. So I do need to do a catch-up video and, you know, a video of where I am after a month. I've made a lot of changes in my land and basically tweaking here and there. And I did my final tweaks to my land within the last week, mostly yesterday. But I'm sitting good now. I'm sitting where I like it, and I think I'll be good. I won't be worrying about will I have my proper amount of gold foils after the card burning and stuff like that. So I'm in a good situation. I did have to spend a little extra money, but that's how it goes. Gathering says, thinking of swapping some of my SPS to vouchers as I expect a voucher pump when 2.0 goes live. Then we'll swap back to SPS to increase my SPS bag. Okay, so I'm trying to search my memory banks. Why would vouchers pump with 2.0? What is the use case for vouchers that will go live in 2.0? So that's what I'm wondering. Matthew Young, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate your time. I like to see new names in the chat. We're talking about the end of the year, what you've been doing leading up to the end of the year, and if you've made any, I hate to say financial decisions. Have you bought cards? Have you bought land? What are you doing to kind of wrap things up for the year? Gathering says, wonder if we will get the max SPS supply under 2 billion by the end of 2024. Oh, who knows? I try to concentrate on just the gameplay. You will hear me talk relatively small amount of time about, the prices of SPS and everything. Obviously, yeah, I do want to see everything go up. I do. That's why I keep putting money into the system, right? But I do it in specific ways that will benefit my gameplay, which is now mostly land right now. But as far as the numbers, I think they're making some good choices as far as, obviously, 1.5 has went live. Think about it. Prices of cards have went up. Prices of SPS has went up. DEC has went up and is hanging right around peg, which is where we want it, right? So all these things we talked about for months is happening. Now, is 3.5 cents where we want SPS? No, we want it up as high as it'll go, right? But it's going in the right direction. It's better than going down, right? So okay, so we're leading up to another card pack draw. So in the chat, let's see what we're going to say this time. In the chat, if you want to get your name into the drawing for a Rebellion pack, put SPS to the moon. SPS to the moon in the chat if you want to get your name in on the next Rebellion card pack drawing, which will be in 4 minutes. SPS to the moon. Now, let's go back to chat. Let's see here. Matthew says, glad I got my Mantaroth early. Eraserhead says, I'm trying to fund my land through burning the SPS I'm getting in-game. Taking my time and enjoying the progress of my plots. My goal is to be self-sufficient. I completely agree with you. I have put money into it, but I took an approach where I wanted to be sufficient enough, have enough grain production where I didn't have to buy it off anybody. And I wanted to have a little bit of research, and I wanted to have a little bit of SPS. So I didn't go heavy in any direction. Obviously, in 2.0, we will also have to make some massive decisions what our land's going to be doing, but I completely agree with you. Now, I am also withholding some SPS. The SPS I get off my land every day is automatically staked, but the SPS I'm getting off my main account, I am holding out and not staking, and I do plan to kind of keep a pool of that. So as it's going up, if I do find a deal on a plot of land that I want to jump into, or I do find a deal on a particular card that would be well suited for staking, such as a gold foil or something, I would be able to jump on that without having to do an outlay extra expenditure, basically use SPS to buy it. Okay, SPS to the moon if you want to get in on the card pack drawing. Let's remove everybody. Once again, if you've won a pack, you cannot get in on this. Sorry, I just want to kind of spread them around a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Gathering. Matthew. Paul. Can't type worth anything today. Brandon. Anira. Giaz. Hardy Stonefish. Ricardo. Deadaboy. Hello. Okay, 1 minute left. If you want to get in on the drawing, put in the chat SPS to the moon, and I'll put your name, and in 1 minute I will do the drawing. Let's see, let's catch up with chat. Vouchers will be needed to construct buildings and upgrade buildings. Think construction costs will be 10K DEC or 5K DEC and 25 vouchers. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I agree. If there's going to be a new use case for vouchers come online at that point, then there will be a pump. We've seen this in the past. The pump usually lasts a day or two and then it goes back down, but obviously they're trying to build more value into vouchers to pay off those people that, you know, have really put into the system and got a bunch of vouchers. Okay, let's go ahead and Richard, add Richard. Okay, there we go. Let's do our drawing. Good luck, everybody. The winner gets a Rebellion pack. And it is Giaz. New name to the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Giaz, in the chat, put your in-game Hive name so I can transfer you a pack. So we'll go over here to my other stuff here and transfer this pack. Giaz, in the chat, put your in-game Hive name, please, so I can send you a pack. And there will be one more pack drawing at the end of the show in about 15 minutes. If you want to stop, I do appreciate everybody throughout the year stopping by and discussing Splinterlands and other Hive-based games. Okay, so it's the same, Giaz. One pack going to Giaz. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this over the last year. It's been more than a year that I've had this channel going. And I've made a lot of good friends across the internet, and I think we have a lot of good discussion going on as far as mostly Splinterlands, but also Golem Overlord and such. And we all are thinking kind of along the same wavelength. We all have our different opinions on what's happening and everything, which is great. That's why I started this show up, so we could all express our opinions, because the more different viewpoints we have, the better decisions we can all make, right? And we all have different amounts of money we're spending. We're all different, approaching the game a little bit differently. It's not as clear cut as it used to be. It used to be just, hey, buy good cards and get better at playing the game. Now there's just so many different aspects of the game that been having a good time with the show. But I just wanted to thank everybody for stopping by on a weekly basis. Okay, let's see here. It's trying to catch up with just got my friend into Splinterlands today. I'm excited to finally get to show someone the ropes. Nice, yeah. I would say, Matthew, along that lines, I think that Chaos Legion still is a great place for new people to start. You can assemble a pretty decent deck of decent playing cards for a small amount of price from Chaos Legion currently. And I don't, the one thing you don't want to do is try to press a new person, right? The one thing that would turn me off most if somebody was trying to put some high pressure on me. But I do think that after the card burning takes effect early next year, those prices will go way up. So we'll see. And I would say that it's a good thing that if you've caught Gathering's last episode, he started an in-depth look of where the card prices are going. So that was a great episode. You should catch that on his channel. It's probably the most recent video. But he took a look at where the card prices are and where they're going. Anecdotally, I had said that the cards that I've been buying have went up 2 or 3 times, sometimes in some cases 4 times, and I'm not buying the high-end cards. I'm just buying gold foil commons and such. So at 3 cents, how can you go wrong? Doesn't cost much to grab a few hundred vouchers. If nothing else, you can save them for the next promo. Right, and that's a good point. I do believe that, and we've seen this time and time again, when a use case for a specific, voucher, SPS, DEC, what have you, comes online, when a new use case comes online, it pumps. So it's possible to just buy a certain amount of vouchers right now, and then try to catch that pump and sell them off at that point, even if you're not going to use them, right? So it's a valid strategy. Eraserhead says, I joined tourneys and the SPS get to burn daily SPS, Guild Brawl SPS, and I stake and accumulate any liquid. Good solid plan. That's basically what I was doing before the I don't want to say before the land idea, because I've always been in on the land. It's just for the first year I played, land just sat there. You did accumulate, right? But there was nothing going on with land, right? So now there's much more. Virus is in the house. Hey, all. Happy New Year's New Year's weekend. Thanks for dropping by. We've been talking all things, mostly what you've been doing to sum up to kind of round off your year in Splinterlands. And I've been talking about the cards I bought to bring my land staking to a level where I wanted to be before the card burning event happens, and we've been discussing different approaches and what people have been doing in the last week, basically. Wibble, late yeah. So you guys, just to catch you up, we've had 3 card pack drawings, and we're going to do one more at the end of the show in approximately 9 minutes. Just as a give back to everybody who stops by the show, I appreciate everybody stopping by the show and having something to say. I like to hear everybody's various comments on. I'm not one of those guys that thinks I'm right. I'm right for me. What's right for you? You're in a totally different situation, and you just have to make the best decision with all the information you have at your fingertips. And I hope this show helps that on a weekly basis. Thanks for dropping by, Wibble. So we will have one more card pack drawing at the end of the show, approximately 8 minutes. Hello, fellow Beaver Guild mate thingy. Don't really understand that. Conflicts are next up for vouchers. I'm really hoping there's a tournament overhaul soon. Well, that is a discussion topic, and that is in the hands of, let's see here. We haven't really discussed the proposals lately, but I believe that is in Claiborne's hands. There have been a couple proposals this last week, which you can see I voted down on both for various reasons. And I think that he's kind of cut back on them, but I think he was getting into a situation when he first started where he was just throwing all those ideas out there, and it was just too much. But I believe the overhaul of the tournaments is going to be in his hands. I don't play a lot in tournaments. Once in a while, I'll jump in and do a tournament just for fun, but I'm not a heavy duty player. So usually once in a while I'll win something, but I don't usually place high. I could use some improvement, but that also goes back to the whole statement of you have to decide where to put your money in the game, because if you're going to be a contender playing, especially either way, wherever you're going to play in whatever tournament, you're going to have pretty much maxed out cards. There's something to be said for strategy, and knowing which cards to max out. But if you're not playing maxed out cards, you're at a supreme disadvantage. But what my main point is that's a lot of money right there. Whereas I've decided to take that money and put it into land. So, Wibble says Richard and I are in guildmates in the Mighty Bearded Beavers. Okay, so we've got about 6 minutes until the end of the show, and this has been a pretty good discussion. We will be drawing for one final card pack, and so in the chat, let's see, what are we going to say? Let's see here. I don't know. What should we say? Gathering's last statement. Vouchers to the moon. Okay. So if you want to get your name in on the last drawing, which is a rebellion pack, go ahead and put in the chat vouchers to the moon, and I will add your name to the wheel. Now keep in mind, if you've won a pack so far, you cannot be in. I'm just trying to spread them around a little bit. So vouchers to the moon. Yeah, on the gladiator restricting, you know, that's a wide open. I think you had almost as many people for as against, and that's an interesting topic. We could almost do a whole show on that, or at least 10 minutes on that. I voted no, because if they open, my viewpoint, it's hard to say. My viewpoint is they put it out there, and if unless they change the way the game is written, it was written to allow, as new features were brought on, to allow gladiators. Now, if they go back and they want to restrict that, I'm against that. Now, if they want to go back and say that gladiator cards are taken out across the board, that's fine, but not just in bronze and silver. That's my statement. It may, you know, they may rewrite it, and I may vote a different way. Let's face it, most card games have a restricted list if you're going into tournaments. But I feel like it should either be across the board, you know, they take it out. Okay, so we can't use gladiator cards. It doesn't matter, silver, gold, diamond, whatever. I just didn't like the idea of it just being banned in silver and bronze. Okay, let's catch this up. Daddy Boy. Matthew Young. Brandon. Anira. Hero, Paul, Ricardo, okay, 3 minutes left. Let's see here. Yeah, it's. I can understand what you're saying, Paul, but I just think it needs to be rewritten. Let's see. Gathering says gladiator cards shouldn't be taken out. We participated in guilds to get those. If others don't have them to join a guild, they can only be used in one rule set anyway. I agree. I can see it. I can see what you're saying, though. One more minute, 2 more minutes. If you want to get in on the drawing, go ahead and put in the chat vouchers to the moon, and you'll get your name in a drawing for a rebellion pack, just for fun. Yeah, I mean, it's quite controversial, you know. I do agree with the statement that I earned it, so I should be able to use it. If they opened it up to a particular game type, that I should be able to use it. I can see your point, though. I mean, Richard. Ricardo says gladiators are quite fun to play. I hope they don't take them out. They are pretty strong, I will give you that. If they take them out of bronze, I have to burn all of them in my $10 account as I am in bronze. And Wibbles in on the drawing. Simon Hume. Hey, Simon, if you want to get in on the final drawing, go ahead and put in the chat vouchers to the moon. Dennis? One more minute. If you want to get in on the final card pack drawing, go ahead and put in the chat vouchers to the moon. Paul says, I'm for anything that helps us retain more players, which is needed. Matthew says, the problem isn't even really in bronze. It's more of a silver problem. Well, I do agree, and it's kind of on a tangent here. Okay, we're at 12:30, so let's do the drawing. And good luck. Okay, Simon just got in. Okay, let's go ahead and do the final drawing. And once again, this is the 4th card pack drawing I've done just to give back to people who stop by my live stream. I appreciate it. And Wibble won. Wibble with the Wii and the new pack. So Wibble, in the chat, let me know what your in-game Hive name is so I can transfer you a pack. And Wibble, I thank you because you almost always make it to the chat on a weekly basis. So once again, Wibble, let me know what your Hive name is, because I'm not exactly sure if sometimes people don't have matching Hive names as they do on YouTube. So, hey, Ike, welcome to the end of our chat. Thanks for dropping by. You just barely missed the last drawing. Wibble won the last pack of Rebellion. Anira says, okay, so Wibble is Baby Puppy. Okay, 1 pack going out to Baby Puppy. Yeah, I'm open if people think I should change the time of this stream a little bit. I started when I first started, I did it at 11 to 12. Now I'm at 11:30 to 12:30. I thought that worked a little bit better, but you know, going forward, I'm always open for changing the timing a little bit. I understand I'm never going to get a perfect timing because I've got people that want to look at it from around the world, and I'm used to working with people around the world. I know how it is, but I just have to kind of see what fits into my schedule and kind of split the difference with everybody. Let's see here. Just on the way to the pub. Yeah, I picked up a nice bourbon. I don't know if you all are bourbon drinkers, but I picked up a Wild Turkey Rare Breed for my New Year's Eve drink. I will end it up, and I will say, since it's the last stream of the year for me, I will say, first of all, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I really do. I like we've had a lot of good conversation over the last year. A lot of good information flow back and forth. I'm not here just to tell people what I'm thinking. I'm here to listen. I hope everyone has a healthy start with them and their family going into 2024. And I'm looking forward to good things in Splinterlands. Do I voice my opinion on things I think are wrong or too high priced? Yeah, I do. But I like the game at the end of the day, and I'm looking forward to good things happening in 24. So happy New Year to everyone, and I'll see you on the flip side.